welcome to Tune Into Wellness Today. My name is Lisa Marie and I am the host of your show. Today I am in the field in Saugerties, New York at the Catskill Animal Sanctuary. My guest today is Kathy Stevens. Kathy is the author of 2 books. She is also a blogger on Huffington Post. And she is the founder and executive director of Catskill Animal Sanctuary. Welcome, Kathy.
Good morning, Lisa Marie.
How are you?
I'm chilly today. It's nice to be in the pig barn. It's windy out there.
It is a chilly October day,
really
and
chilly.
I love being in the pig barn. And later on, we're going to take some pictures of some of these pigs and horses and cows so that people can really understand what it is that you do here at the Catskill Animal Sanctuary.
Great.
So first, I want to say thank you for all the work that you do, because I was walking around this farm today saying this is labor intensive.
It's work. A lot of work.
It
It's
is.
a whole lot of work. 120 acres, 30 barns, lots of roads to maintain, fences to maintain, and almost 400 animals to care well for every single day.
Every single day. And you've brought through here 4,000 plus
Yes.
animals.
Yes.
What brought you to the place, Kathy, where you decided to start this sanctuary?
I had been a high school English teacher, but had grown up on a farm in the South, and when I was offered, 10 years into teaching, I was offered the job of principal at a new high school opening in Boston, where I'd been for graduate school. And it was a media and technology high school, and like, don't let me near that camera. Media and technology are not my thing. And so I turned it down. Had it been a different kind of school, a social justice or what have you, I might still be there today, but it wasn't. So I turned down the job, and it just felt like a pivotal point, an opportunity to say, how do I marry my deep love and connection with animals and my deep love and connection, my deep love of teaching and learning. And so the idea of a teaching sanctuary really resonated, and here we are 16 years later.
I want to hear so much more about it. I do want to talk about your 2 books. You wrote a book where the blind horse sings.
Yes.
I believe it's one of them.
Yes.
Can you kind of give us an overview of what that is about?
They're both sort of a condensed look at what it's like to live this incredible life. Where the blind horse sings starts from the early days when I made that decision you just asked about. Mm-hmm. In fact, what I just told you is the intro to the book, and it intersperses the lives of 3 of the most remarkable animals I have ever known, who transformed me and transformed this place because of their influence on me. One was a blind horse named Buddy. One was a rooster named Paulie, and one was the most extraordinary being of any species I have ever met, and he was a sheep named Rambo.
And Animal Camp is another book that you wrote?
Animal Camp takes off. The subtitle of that is Reflections on a Decade of Love, Hope, and Veganism at Catskill Animal Sanctuary. So it takes up where the blind horse left off.
Okay.
Continuing with Rambo's story, interspersing stories of difficult rescues and a peek into animal hoarding situations. One chapter the chapters are all short essays. One chapter was about the day that Catskill Game Farm closed, and a coalition of us went in there and were surrounded by trophy hunters and Safari International, and were trying to save a few lives when most of them in fact wound up going to canned hunt operations.
I did not realize that.
Both books are a balance of storytelling, mm-hmm, with a look at why we think it's important not only to save them when they're being mistreated, but even more importantly, ultimately, to encourage people to look at their own lifestyle choices and how they are impacting the animals as well as the planet and ourselves.
Mm-hmm. And that's right, wonderful. What I wanted to talk to you about today was not only the fact that you rescue animals from horrific situations, but that you have this educational piece that you have. And then I want to talk a little bit about the human as animals, as we are, and non-human connection and how we heal each other. So please tell us about the rescue aspects of it. How many animals have you been able to rescue from farm situations?
We haven't done a count lately, but the last count we did a couple years ago, we were right at 4,000. You never know what the next phone call is going to bring. There's a certain unpredictability about the rescue aspect of this operation, of any rescue. You do not know. You can be going about your day and suddenly you'll get a call from the police saying there's a cow standing in the middle of 9W, or there are, as in what happened a few weeks ago, 1,400 animals dead and dying in Massachusetts, and we get a call from the ASPCA saying, can you please help us? There are we've had lots of experiences with people locking their barn, people who are marginally able to care for their animals in the summer when there's grass, lock them in the barn and see who's alive in the spring. So there are those. We've many animal hoarders, very sadly, sanctuaries, well-intentioned sanctuaries that don't make it. Industry, we took 300 chickens a few years ago when an egg facility was downsizing and was just going to gas all the birds. And in fact, it did gas most of the birds, but we took who we could.
To do this work in any kind of an animal rescue organization, you have to be extremely tough, which I would imagine is very hard because you're obviously incredibly compassionate, you're very loving, but there has to be a toughness to you. How do you manage yourself every day facing these atrocities? Is that a fair question?
That is a good question, and here's what I feel. When the rescue part, believe it or not, is the easy part. You go into overdrive, you are single-mindedly about getting that animal from the trauma and here to safety. And so it's just what you do. It's sort of like asking a parent, how do you manage with your chronically sick child? You just do. You're focused. That's where your focus, your love, your energy, all the best that is in you is focused in that moment. And the beauty of it, like they've been such extraordinary teachers, the beauty of it is to watch them, right? Each chicken is as individual as each human being. I don't care what your species is, we are all very much individuals.
Absolutely.
So to watch them heal at different paces and in different ways, and when you've been doing it for this long, you automatically know that one needs distance and time and doesn't want eye contact, and this one wants to get in my lap. And then there's everybody in between. So the reward, not to say it's not very hard work, because it's tough physical work, like the care that the caretakers do. I don't do this part anymore, sadly. It's the caretakers who have to clean these barns every single day and water these animals and love these animals and treat the ones who are sick every single day, no matter the weather. They're the ones who have to do the physically grueling part, but the emotional part is really good for the heart and the spirit.
And I love that you brought this up, because each non-human animal, and I always want to stress that because I really want people to understand we are animals. We are no separate. We are animals. We're in the same category. Each has its own personality, bio-individuality. Knowing their personality, knowing how to love them, knowing how to step back when you need to is so critical. Catskill Animal Sanctuary is one of the leading animal sanctuaries in the country. So kudos for all the work that you've done to put you guys on the map, let's talk a little bit about the educational programs.
Sure.
I know you have children's programs here. You speak and teach about veganism, which for the audience that is not aware of what that is living a lifestyle of which we do not consume animals, any animal at all. We do not wear animal products, leather, wool, things of that nature. I just wanted to make sure people knew what veganism was. Talk about the programs that you have, educational programs.
Sure. Let me say hello. Hello, Amelia. What are you doing, pig? Good morning.
Come here, baby.
Good morning, pig. I love you. I love you, pig.
Say hello, Lisa Marie.
Hi, pig.
Hello, baby.
Hi, pig face. Hi, pig. Hi, pig. So she's been here since she was the size of a football.
Hi,
and
baby
she's now
girl.
5.
Hi, baby girl. You come to say hello on the camera to everyone?
Yes, I did. There you go. Does that feel good?
Does that
You
feel
came
good?
to say hello to everyone that's going to be watching you on TV, Amelia.
That was just her emotional sound. That was very different from that.
Hi. Hi.
Hey, good girl.
Look at you. Look at you. So when you look at an animal, and I'm an animal lover. I have been for all of my life, vegan for beyond, I can't remember how many years, and vegetarian before that. When people understand that we communion with animals and they communion with us, how we heal and we help them heal. I didn't mean to deviate from
It's okay, it's
the
okay.
classes
We can
you're
go back.
teaching.
Yeah.
I just look at them and touch them and feel them and understand that nature in this whole world, we're here to support one another. It's so critical. And I cannot stress enough how impressed I am with what you do, because I know how much I love animals, but to do what you do is another whole level of strength that I think many of us do not have, and I just want to really say that. So what are you teaching? What are you doing here? You're welcome.
I don't know who said it, but this single sentence nails the situation that we face. You cannot rescue your way out of this problem of animal suffering. You could open 50 animal sanctuaries in every country, in every state of the U.S. and in every country in the world, and you wouldn't put a dent in the billions of animals who suffer. You know, the worst situation of animal hoarding that we have seen, and we've seen horrifying ones with piles of dead bodies and animals who are just skin draped over rib cages. That level of suffering pales in comparison to what the animals we eat endure, because they are tortured from the moment they are born until the moment of their horrifying death. And to find a way to, I love you, pig. I love you, pig. To find a way to help good people. You know, we come from a place that says, okay, we're choosing to assume that people are inherently good. We're all a mix, but we all have goodness in us. We all have kindness and compassion in us. And so how, we ask ourselves all the time, can you create a message that shares the truth, but in a way that has people wanting to hear more and wanting to, you know, driving out this driveway saying, oh my God, I understand now, I have to change because my participation is unacceptable. And so we try to lead with love. That's an expression we use all the time, recognizing that every single one of us was a meat eater from this culture. Single one of us drank milk. And just because I've been vegan for X number of days, I haven't always been, and it was a process for me. You've got to start from that point. And then you design programming that is fun, that is engaging, that empowers people, that shows people what to cook if they take the slab of meat off their plate. Like, a lot of people don't know what to put there. And so to encourage with love, to appeal to goodness, and to empower people with either resources or with recipes. We're working on a series of cookbooks, for example. So that sort of philosophy informs our tour program, weekend tours, group tours, member tours, camp for children, our cooking program. It's going to be a very unique, our cookbooks will share as much about the animals as they do recipes. I try to lead from that same place in my writing and public speaking.
So from a positive standpoint, and you're educating people on plant-based diets and the, you know, the health benefits of the plant-based living, not only, I'm presuming, not only for the animals, but for the human as well. So
And for the planet.
and for the planet as well. So, and that people could get that message. And, you know, as I like to preach, and I don't know if this is part of your program, but the reality is that when you eat animals, beyond all of their suffering and all of that, you're taking on a negativity and a fear and the horrific experience that they experienced in that short life that they had. And then the murder of the animal and the blood, and you're taking that in. If people could really understand, because if they, not everyone's going to have passion for animals. They're going to think that's what the animal is there for. Okay, so you can believe that, but if you understood what you were doing to yourself,
Right.
if you love yourself so much, then let's take a look at what you're doing to yourself.
Right, on a psychological and spiritual level. And then there is for the more sort of practical people. It's not good for you. It's unhealthy.
It's extremely
unhealthy.
It's extremely unhealthy, right?
We've been so brainwashed, as you know, to believe that milk, which is one of the most unhealthy foods, is something we have to drink. And in fact, a third of us are completely lactose intolerant. It causes acne. A lot of people have allergic reactions. And it's filled with antibiotics. It has pus in it. It's meant for cows. When you think about it, I remember the first time I encountered the concept. A guy named Robert Cohen maybe, wrote a book called Not Milk, and the first time I started thinking about milk was when because I was vegetarian for a long time before I was vegan.
Most people are.
He held up his female puppy, and he said, "Would you drink her milk?" And the audience recoiled. And then I got it. It's like, oh, of course cow's milk is for cows. Our milk is for our children. Milk is for babies. And there's another doctor who calls it bovine growth fluid, and that's what it is.
Right, you know, there's something called the IGF-1 factor that's in cow's milk, and we know the IGF-1 is meant for the calf to build the calf nice, strong, and healthy, like when we breastfeed our children. Casein is a part of cow's milk. Casein is a carcinogen. So, but you and I could talk about that, and that's not why we're here. I mean, this is what I do for a living, is all about what we eat and the health values of that. But you're absolutely right. Cow's milk is for the calf. Human's milk is for the human baby. It doesn't make sense, but as you said, we've been brainwashed. And you're educating people how to eat healthy, which I love. Do you do special dinners here? Do you bring people in for maybe like Thanksgiving vegan dinners? And things
Sometimes we do. We've done some pop-ups that were really popular. This year we have a couple chefs, and we're doing a whole lot of classes. So we're not doing the special dinners this year. Instead, we're offering more classes, and those are listed on our website.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. So what can the community do to support you and the work of your team here at the Catskill Animal Sanctuary?
Oh, thank you for asking that, Lisa Marie. So many things. It takes a whole lot of money to feed 400 animals, to feed and water and bed and provide well for these guys so that each of them thrives. So financial gifts are always welcome. Sponsoring animals around the holidays as gifts are a wonderful opportunity. We have dozens of volunteers, but could use hundreds more. This is a big place. And especially in the winter, it takes a tough person to work on a cold day in the ice and snow. So volunteering, particularly if you have animal experience or any kind of carpentry skills, we always need people like that. If that work is not for everybody, so we could use administrative help in the office. So volunteering and financial gifts are two of the
Wonderful.
the ways, and then we also encourage visitors. We've got a beautiful bed and breakfast that's open year-round.
A homestead,
Yeah, a
bed and
homestead,
breakfast,
yeah.
right? So you'll bring visitors in and that helps support the sanctuary as well.
absolutely.
Love it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Lisa
for
Marie,
everything.
thanks. You're a good
Thank you.
interviewer.
Very good.
Yeah. you're
If
good.
you would like more information on the Catskill Animal Sanctuary, go online to casanctuary.org.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoy meeting Kathy Stevens today from the Catskill Animal Sanctuary located in Saugerties, New York. What an incredibly gregarious woman, heartfelt woman who does such wonderful work, not only for our animal companions, for our farm animals, but as well as for humans as well. I certainly do encourage you to reach out to her with any questions you have, or if you'd like to take a tour of her farm, please do reach out to her and her team. It is an amazing place. Amazing work is being done. I also like to remind you that I own a company called Inspire and Wellness Solutions located in Round Lake, New York. Should you have any struggles, anxiety, depression, simply need to speak with someone, or if you would like to learn about healthy nutrition, lose weight, become strong, have increased energy, or whatever it might be that is going on with you that you would like to improve, I encourage you to reach out to me. 518-292-8767. It would be my pleasure to help you be well. Until next time, be happy, be healthy, and live abundantly.